video, I'm going to do some baking. So if this is something that you're interested in, keep watching. If not, you can just share it with somebody who you think might be interested in watching a baking video. Or just give me a thumbs up, just say okay, just to show me your support. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy that you joined me this afternoon or this morning or whenever it is that you're watching this video. So the other day I realized like, whoa, I haven't done any baking videos in a minute. Alright, so as you know, not a professional baker. I don't think I've ever sold anything baked that I've baked in my life. Well, yeah, actually once. But I just do this for fun mainly because I love pastry. So this is something that I enjoy doing. And then as my colleagues would normally say, they would ask me, oh, you don't have anything to experiment on us today? Because a lot of it is experimenting. So, alright, so while I'm basically doing the intro, go ahead. Have you subscribed as yet? If you have not subscribed to this channel, just go ahead, do the subscription, hit notification bell, all of that jazz. You know the regular routine. While I'm talking, I'll just start to grease. So today I'm just using 2 of these trays, not using my baking tins. And I'll just go ahead and grease the tins. Whereas I've been experimenting with baking for a while, well, cake decorating is still something new to me. But I would even put it as far as cake decorating, because cake decorating is a whole nother art form and I would call it a whole nother genre of baking. But I just like things like just making simple pie toppings or just simple frosting and all of that. That's a new area of experimenting for me, and so I'm basically just getting into that area. So for this video, I'm going to experiment with it's like a butterscotch cream frosting for the coconut cake. Right, so it's a new area of experimenting for me, and I'm excited. So guys, if you are there, you're watching, and I mean you know about this, you can just share some of your tips with me, because I'm learning while I'm here trying to teach. Because the whole point of why I do these baking videos is just so persons would know that you're there, and you might not have any great expertise or great skills to say, okay, I'm this big baker, but you're there and you just want to try something. Just want to try something different. You want, instead of always buying store-bought pastry, you just want to try something for yourself. So I encourage you, go ahead and try it. Try some recipes, because a lot of these things, these are recipes that I've made up out of my head. I've seen them, some of them I've seen on YouTube, some of them I just Google and I find them. Yes, I do tweak a lot of the recipes. Some of the things I tweak them with just based on a little experience, and over time, you know, what can substitute for what and all of that. So I tweak a lot. But people, it's I'm not gonna say that it is not rocket science, because there are a lot of little technicalities, and for those who do this professionally, they know their stuff, and there's technicality to it. But the thing is, you're not doing this for sale. You're just doing it for you and your family to enjoy. Don't take it so seriously. Just try, experiment. You will have a few flops. I've had many flops. Like one of my flops was a sorry cake that I didn't come out too right. Probably Christmas again, I'll go back to the drawing board and actually try a sorry cake. But that was definitely an epic fail. Yeah, some of my toppings don't really come out right. You've seen me do the cornmeal pudding, and I still don't get the slushy on top right yet. So it's kind of error. It's not going to kill anybody. You're not going to poison anyone. So just go ahead and try it. So yeah, that's just it. So I'm going to use my wax paper, and I'm going to preheat the oven to 365 degrees. I did the wax paper, and I'm going to grease the wax paper also. These things, put them aside. The recipe calls for 2.5 cups of cake flour. I am not sure if I have so much, so here's how I'm going to improvise. I'm going to use what I have, and since this is a coconut cake, I also have coconut flour. So where I have a shortfall, I'm going to put coconut flour. Alright, so let's go. It specifically says cake flour because it says cake flour makes it fluffier. half cup of, then I had half more cup of the coconut flour. Baking powder, 2 teaspoons, half teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm putting all of these, I'm combining all of these right now. We're adding sugar and butter and we're gonna whip them together. And I don't like to make my things too sweet. And I know the coconut, we're gonna put in coconut slices. I know coconut slices, the coconut slices are sweetened coconut slices, and so I am, even though the recipe calls for 1 2/3 cups of sugar, I usually just lessen it just a little bit, not a lot, because we still want a little sweet, but I usually just decrease the sugar some. So we are adding 3/4 cups of butter. So we are going to mix the butter and the sugar for about 2 minutes on medium speed. And we are going to separate the eggs because what we want is 5 egg whites. I know there is something you can use to separate the whites. I don't have any of that, so I'm going to use this spoon. I'm going to use this spoon to separate the yolk from the egg white. Okay, so we've separated the egg whites from the egg yolks. We're gonna add the egg whites to this mixture now. We're gonna mix it in. To this mixture, we're gonna add half cup of sour cream. And in 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 cup of coconut milk. We are going to slowly add in the dry ingredients. So before I add this 1 cup of shredded coconut to the mixture, I am going to chop it up a little bit in the blender, just a minute, because some people do not really like to taste the full shreds of coconut. I don't mind it, but some people might have a problem with it. So I'm going to shred it for a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to just add this to the mixture. Okay, so I'm going to add this into the pan now. I'm going to put it in the oven. Gonna put these in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. So while the oven is running, we are going to combine cream cheese, butter, coconut milk, sugar, vanilla, and some more coconut shred. So what we're gonna do is we're combining these in order to make the topping or the frosting for our cake. So the cakes are ready and the topping is also ready. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let the cake sit and cool. I don't have no fancy cake board or anything, so I'm just gonna do it on this cutting board that I put some foil over. Alright, so I'm gonna let the cake sit, let the cake cool, and then when you next see me, you'll see me attempting to put buttercream cheese frosting on this cake.
2,000 years later.
Alright, so we are back. What we're going to do now is the first layer of cake. I'm just gonna spread some of this onto it using my spatula. I don't have any tools or anything for this, so I'm just gonna spread it on.
Thank you for watching. I hope you actually try this recipe and I hope you will enjoy it totally. Remember to subscribe, share, like and comment. And I'd like to know some of your baking tips and some of your go-to recipes. Bye bye.